here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another Realtor Sims build, and this one is a Cape Cod family home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download it for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. Our origin ID is RealThomasTV1. So like I said, this is a Realtor Sims build. As you've probably seen, I have done a lot of these on the channel recently, and everybody seems to really enjoy them, and I actually really like making them as well. So I have been doing a lot more of these recently. And I do a lot of farmhouse style ones. This one's kind of similar. Cape Cod, I have done a mansion themed Cape Cod build before as well. And I saw this particular floor plan. It'll be linked down below as well. And I thought it'd be quite interesting to replicate. And also I thought I'd make it easier on myself because this one is only a one-story home, which if you've done Realtor Sims builds before, it's definitely a lot more easier to follow a one-story plan rather than like a two-story home or something. So that's what we're doing here today. I am actually working on a mansion Realtor Sims build as well. That was supposed to be up a couple of days ago, but it really is just giving me a lot of problems at the minute. So I wasn't able to get that finished in time, but you know, that'll be coming up hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, so this build, like I said, is on the gallery. It came in at 154,206 simoleons, and it has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, built on a 40 by 40 lot in Brinleton Bay. And then, in terms of what packs I used, I did use a few, but not like a crazy amount. So for the expansions, I used Discover University, Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living and Get Together. And then for the game packs, I used Parenthood, Dine Out and Spa Day. And for the stuff packs, I just used Laundry Day. So not, you know, a whole bunch of packs. There's a few there. And I didn't really plan to restrict myself today, really, in terms of packs. So I just kind of did what I want. But it didn't really turn out to be that many anyway, so that's all right. So this lot, it is kind of like a big lot for the actual size of the home. The last couple of Realtor Sims builds I've done, I've chosen lot sizes that mean like the house takes up most of the size of the lot, which I think is fine, but I heard a lot of people want more space so they can do a backyard area and things. So I placed this on a bigger lot, so there is a bigger backyard area than some of my other builds I've done for Realtor Sims builds, and there still is actually quite a bit of space left over as well. So you know, these trees here take up quite a bit of space, so you could make better use of that space if you want to, but you know, there is still a nice backyard area in this build. And I've also been asked quite a lot recently as well if, like, you know, I did build something on a smaller lot, so there isn't as much extra space, if you can place it on a bigger lot, and you absolutely can. If you have a house like this, which is 40 by 40, that means you can place it on like a 40 by 40 or bigger. When you place it on the bigger ones, it just means you have extra space, so then you can extend the backyard area or whatever. So if you want to do that, then feel free to. Just keep in mind, you know, it might not look exactly right for the lot that you know, built it on, because I kind of build it around the surroundings of where I'm actually building it myself. And you can actually place things on smaller lots as well, but you just have to keep in mind that some things may be cut out of the, you know, the sides of the lot, so just keep that in mind as well. So I think I did a pretty good job on this floor plan. There's maybe 1 or 2 things which are a little bit kind of off. I think this little greenhouse thing there on the side wasn't exactly in the right place, but as you know, sometimes that happens when you're replicating things from a real life kind of measurements into the Sims. It doesn't always, you know, kind of correspond that well. So there were a few issues there, but I think I got most of the kind of things in place. Now, there was also another thing, which was that there was actually a second floor in this build. So I was saying before it was a bungalow, so I was kind of lying there a bit, so sorry about that, but you know, most of the space is on this kind of general floor here. So there was a secondary floor, but the way that it was kind of putting the roofs together with the room, it was a big mess, really. That's just a simple way of putting it. So instead of doing a second floor, I actually put that second floor plan as a basement instead. So what you would see on the website, which is linked below for this particular home, as you will see a second floor kind of diagram, that's actually a basement in this home, which I think is fine because I kind of still followed the floor plan but just made it slightly easier on myself. So I'm not going to be too harsh on myself for that, because it was a little bit difficult to do in The Sims 4. So I went ahead and placed it as a basement. So down there, there's 2 extra bedrooms, which is actually 2 kids' rooms, and then there's another bathroom down there as well. And of course, with it being a basement, you can easily expand on the house. So if you want extra rooms or whatever, then the basement is a great way to do that. So you can do that down there. So we're working on the interior now. The interior is very open plan. It's so open plan that I did actually have some problems with it to begin with. And you'll see that very soon, actually, and I'll explain when we get onto that. But it is very open plan, which I don't really think is a bad thing. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain, but I don't really think it's that bad. Maybe if I was going to do this again, I wouldn't have done it so open plan, because it's kind of like separate little kind of sections put together, and I don't know if it really looks that right, but I kind of liked it in the end, so I'm just decided to keep it. But you know, you could easily cut off some rooms and like divide them up a bit if you want to do that. So the kitchen, I did actually have a lot of problems with the kitchen. Not so much in terms of it being difficult to do, but just deciding on what counters to use. I think I changed them like 3 times. I went for the Jungle Adventure ones it was at first, and then to the kind of just plain white, simple modern base game ones, and then I went for the more traditional looking base game ones in the end. That normally doesn't happen where I'm, you know, making a load of different options of what to do. I normally kind of know what I'm going to do firsthand, but today that didn't work out, which is fine. So this is the living room here. Again, it is kind of all in one room here, but I still think it's kind of got its own little personality to it with the blue walls, but I still think it blends in well with the rest of the home. There was like a really awkward space, which I was going to say before, which I had a problem with, where I kind of put that single dining table with the flower on it, like the plant pot, kind of near the doorway. There was like kind of that empty space there, and I didn't know what to do with it. Normally in a bigger home, like a mansion or something, I would put a piano there, because it's kind of just like a grand thing that fits well in mansions, but this isn't a grand home like that, so I just didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of put a hallway table there in the middle, just to divide the space off a little bit. So that was one of the problems that I had with this build, with it being so open plan. And yeah, so also just another note, I know it has been quite a while since the last video. As you know, the last couple of months actually probably, have been a little bit sort of sparse on terms of what I'm uploading, but I don't really think it's such a bad thing actually, because the last video seemed to do really well, so maybe not uploading as much is doing my channel a good thing, which I didn't think would happen, but it seems to be working, so that's great. And it also means I'm not kind of really forcing a video. I don't force videos, but sometimes when I used to do, you know, 3 videos a week, which is what I normally do, sometimes it could get a little bit sort of stressful to get those all out, and it now means I can not really having a schedule at the minute. I'm kind of just putting it out a video when I feel like it and when I have time to, and when I'm finished with it, and not rushing anything without a schedule, so it kind of is working out really well. I don't think I'm going to be going this long between uploading videos for much longer, I hope. As you know, kind of not really having some motivation at the minute is a big part of that, which I've explained in a lot of videos recently as well, so I'm not going to, you know, go for it again. But it does look like we're going to be getting a new pack soon, expansion I think it was, on that roadmap, so I'm hoping that's not going to be too much longer, because then I'll have a lot more videos with that. As I've said, I think getting a new pack would really help with kind of getting back into the swing of things, which I know a lot of people are going through that at the minute as well. So the other thing as well is that there was actually a new voting pool put up for the pack icon Untitled for the Knit and Stuff pack, and that's actually the one I would choose, Knit and Stuff. I know there was a few different options, and I didn't really like any of them, to be honest. I don't really know what I was going to I didn't really have anything in mind either before we got those options, but I think the first one, Knit and Stuff, is probably, well, that's what I did vote that actually. I think the other ones were just, I just didn't really like them. They were kind of a bit unique and different, but for a pack title, I just didn't really think it fit that right, so I just went for the fairly basic one, which I think is okay. And also for the pack icon, I can't remember what I selected. I'm pretty sure it was like the little rectangle thing with like the waves in it, but it was a few days ago when I put my entry in, so I can't exactly remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was something like that. But again, even the pack icons, I wasn't really that bothered about any of them, so let me know if you are the same way about that, or did you like any of them or any of the titles, and let me know what you went for. So this is the master bathroom here. Like normal in these Real to Sims builds, the floor plans always have a huge master bathroom and walk-in closet and everything like that, so sometimes in the Sims it doesn't look that right, having like such a big space just for the master area. But I did just go ahead and do it anyway to go along with the floor plan. So that bathroom was kind of got like a modern, well actually some of the few areas around the home actually have like modern influences, which I think is nice, kind of an updated look. And this is the walk-in closet here. Now this room is pretty much just useless for The Sims. You could put a vanity table in from Vintage Glamour, but I didn't really want to use that pack today, so you could make a better use of that room and do that. And then this is the garage here. It is a fairly big garage actually. I was going to put a debug cart outside, but just with the space and the train editing, it made it float a little bit, as you can see, so I just went ahead and put them in the actual garage itself. And then I went ahead and made a gym area out of it, which, as you know, that's what I always do for garages. I just think it's a great way to use the space and put some gym equipment in it, so I did that. And then I think that's pretty much it for the build. I don't think this... Oh no, I've got the basement to do. I nearly forgot about that. So I didn't do like really personalised rooms. I've got this one here, which I was imagining for a teen boy, and then the other one I didn't have any plan for. I kind of just did what felt right, so I did that. And you can make your mind up of what you're going to use that room for, or change it up if you need to. And yeah, so we're going to be heading on to the screenshots in just a minute. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this replication today. Like I said, there is a link down below, so you can go ahead and compare with that floor plan to my build to see how well I did. You can go ahead and download it from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and like normal, there will be a link in the description to that as well. Leave a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!